Who will fight for justice for the women and people of Eha-Amufu? You can see what is happening here. This is a farmland that belongs to the people of Eha-Amufu in Enugu State. But you can see what is happening. Fulani with their cattle have besieged a farm belonging to a community or to some people. They don't even mind whether the farm is the means of their livelihood. They don't care. What they want is what? Food for their cattle, food for their cow. This is unfair. And the women and people of Eha-Amufu have been crying out loud, seeking for justice. Not only that, these Fulani people besiege their farmland to feed their cattle. After feeding their cattle, they end up killing the owner of the farmland. You know, Fulani people don't joke with their cattle. Fulani people don't joke with their cow. But they are joking with people's means of livelihood, people's farmland. Look at what they are doing. They are harvesting cassava that people have planted to feed their family. They don't care. All what they care is their cattle, their cow. You know, when this thing started in Eha-Amufu in Enugu State, people thought it was a joke. It started by Fulani people invading people's farmland, and they will chase away women, farmers from their farmland. They will now bring in their cattle, their cow, to come and feed on people's sweat. They don't even care. You know, people were complaining, Eha-Amufu women were complaining that Fulani people are chasing them out from their farmland. Nobody listened to the people of Eha-Amufu. Then, when Fulani people looked and see that nobody was even after them, they now started doing all manners of wickedness and atrocity in Eha-Amufu. What they now do is that they will enter farmland with their cattle. They will feed on people's sweat. If you don't even know that they are coming for the women, they will rape women and put stick in their private parts. They will kill men. They will kill anything that they see in that farmland just to make sure that their cattle feed. This cannot be happening in this 21st century. And the women and people of Eha-Amufu have been complaining that look at what is happening. Nobody gave them a listening ear. Okay, just look at what happened, I think few days ago, either 2 days ago, in Uromi in Edo State. You can see what happened. This is what can cause what happened in Edo State. You understand? People are now complaining that people were killed, people were did this, and people were did that. For me, I don't believe in jungle justice, and I don't support jungle justice at all. But what happened in Uromi the other day can also happen in Eha-Amufu if not checked properly. You see, the Fulani people are now complaining. They are now coming out to say that those people killed in Edo State were just hunters. Hunters that left their own farmland, that left their own bush, maybe in far north. I don't even know where they are coming from. But how can you be hunting in another person's farmland? You know, I don't support jungle justice at all. But if what is happening in Enugu State today is not well checked, I am telling you, what happened in Uromi will also happen in Enugu. Oh yes, you can't go and destroy people's means of livelihood and come and say that they should fold hand. I can never support jungle justice and I can never support killing. But I think the government should check what is happening in Eha-Amufu. So many people have been killed. You can see the women of Eha-Amufu in Enugu State. They have been enduring it, and the government, I think, is not doing anything. Now they have come out to protest. Some of them are even naked, though it is not shown here. But what is happening there is not good. And if we leave it unchecked, I am telling you, I don't know what will happen next. Because you cannot come to my farmland and destroy everything I have there just to make sure that your cattle feed. How will I feed? How will I feed my own children? how will I feed my own family? You brought in your cattle because you want at the end of the day, your cattle will grow fat and you will sell your cattle, put the money inside your bag. You don't even care what me and my family is going to eat at the end of the day. All you care is your what? Your cattle, because you guys felt that your cattle is just like human being. You never care about the owner of this farmland. You never care about this community. You never care about these women. All what you care is your what? Your farmland. This is unfair. This is unacceptable. The Northern elders, everybody including CAN, including CDS, have been calling for justice for those killed in Edo State. What about those killed in Enugu State? What about those killed in Benue? What about those killed in Osun? What about those killed in Ekiti? What about those killed in Plateau State? I am not saying that those killed in Edo State should not be given justice, but what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. Oh yes. For me, it is high time the government have to look inward. We cannot continue to kill ourselves, and we cannot continue to feed on people's farmland and think that nothing will happen. We cannot continue to allow people to carry gun, carry machetes, move from one state to another. If the government said that nobody should carry gun, they should not leave the gun to other people. Go to the far north and see the way Fulani herdsmen are carrying gun, carrying machetes, and nobody is talking about that. Fulani herdsmen will carry gun from one state to another, carry machete and so on and so forth. Nobody is checking those things. And you are now saying that nobody should carry weapon, but you are now allowing some people to carry weapon. And they will use this weapon to be terrorizing their host communities. Once you tell them that their cow, their cattle cannot feed on your farmland, the next thing they will do is what? To bring you down. These have to stop. If you have cow, rear your cow in your state. Or if you want to go to somebody else's state, you have to take permission. You have to take order from the host community. And they will have to give you a particular place where you are going to feed your cattle, not in somebody's farmland. And when they say, when they retaliate, or when they say, why should you bring in your cattle into our farmland, you will pick weapon and start terrorizing everybody. I am not in support of what happened in Edo State. I also believe that those killed in Edo State should have justice. But don't forget that people have been dying. These Fulani herdsmen have been killing people in so many states like Plateau and Benue State. It never started today, but I think it is time to end it. It is time to end it because we cannot continue to kill innocent people just because we want to feed our cow, just because we want to go to somebody else's state or somebody else's farmland to do hunting. If you want to do hunting in your own local bush. Do hunting in your own farm. Please do the hunting in your own local community. Don't leave the north and begin to go down south to say that you want to do hunting. I think it's not acceptable because what Fulani herdsmen are now doing, you hardly differentiate between them and the real hunters. I am not saying that people should not hunt, but you cannot tell me that you are going to leave the north and begin to go down south just because you think that the antelope, the lion, and other bush animals that you have in the south are now better than what you have in the north. It is unacceptable because of what is happening now. I don't think somebody that is not in uniform should be allowed to carry gun from one state to another. It is not good at all because if you see what is happening in the south now, the way people are now terrorizing people, the way kidnapping is now going, you are not going to allow anybody or mufti to carry gun. That is what happened in Edo State. The people of Uromi, the people of Edo State have been complaining that Fulani herdsmen with weapons are now terrorizing them. Nobody at all care to listen to them. Now they saw people with gun on mufti. They now have to, retaliate. Let me repeat it again. I am not in support of what happened in Edo State. I don't support jungle justice. I don't support people killing people, no. I don't use my channel to advocate for violence, no. But I think there is need to checkmate the activities of these Fulani herdsmen. I think it is high time people should not be allowed to bear weapon. I think it is high time people should not be allowed to carry weapon from one state to another. Anytime you see these Fulani herdsmen, you see machete, you see weapon, gun with them. What are they doing with gun and weapon? If you ask them, they will say that it is for self-defense. If you are feeding your cow in your own farmland, in your own local community, nobody can come after you. So I don't think that there is need for them to carry weapon. What has happened in Edo State has happened. And I believe that those that died in Edo State should be given justice. But there is need to checkmate what is happening in Eha-Amufu today. Because if it is not properly checked, what just happened in Edo State will also occur in Enugu State, Eha-Amufu. If you listen to those women, they have been crying out. They have been begging the government to put an end to the menace of these Fulani herdsmen. But nobody seems to listen to them. When they began to retaliate, you will see people coming out to seek for justice for the Fulani herdsmen. Nobody will listen to these people now. You can see the women. They can no longer go to their farmland. They cannot even harvest what they planted. That is why you see foodstuffs going up, the prices of foodstuffs going up every day by day, because farmers can no longer go to farm. Not only that cattle, Fulani's cattle and so on, come to eat up what they planted, they are also killed in the process. So the government must put an end to the menace, to the activities of Fulani herdsmen, not only to seek for justice for them when they were being killed or when people retaliate. No, the government must do something very urgent.